Boom, boom, chickity, chickity, chanka. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. Apologies for being a little bit late here. I've just absolutely had a mare, basically. There's no good excuses for it. I'm just late. So sorry about that, everyone. But here I am. Thank you very much for waiting and getting in here and being patient. You're a bunch of bloody legends. Let me just refresh this, make sure I am coming through okay. Here we go. Yeah, nice. Okay, let's have a look who's in here. Who have we got? Matt Rush, a.k.a. the Transfer Guru. What's going on there, Mr. Matthew Rush? Who else have we got? Also, Graham Bardia. Hello to you, Graham. Jamie Loki Jones. Yes, matey. MCA. Peter Higley. Sashmi Shrestha. Jonathan Gallagher. Marek Stachowski. Clifford Day. Ryan C. Aaron Armstrong. No Bones Jones. Man United fan. Mo T. Karen Kennedy. Jordan Wright. Patrick Quinn. Winston Nelson. Danny Atkins. Raider. Ice Queen Gaming. Bruno Kovacevic. Adebayo Fawaz. Paul Pogba. Paul van der Beek. Ronnie Huggins. Stephen T.Y. Man United fans. Miss 528. Well, hello there. And everybody else. Thank you so much for getting in here. I hope you're all having a great evening, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, let's do this then. So I want to talk about tonight, Mr. Jadon Sancho, lads and lasses. You know, we haven't talked anything about Jadon Sancho for the last couple of weeks, have we? So let's talk a little bit about Jadon Sancho. You know what, guys? There's some rumblings going on that maybe Manchester United are going to pull out of this deal. I'm just going to put that out there right now. There's nothing really to worry about as of yet. There's no major sources or anything, but you're just hearing it. There's a lot of delay going on between the two clubs here. Manchester United, we don't seem to be looking to get the business done anytime soon. We were hoping for that bid to come about 24 hours ago, to be perfectly honest with you, if we were supposed to get him in before the start of the season for us, which is on the 19th, man. We've literally got a game against Crystal Palace on the 19th of this month, in 6 days' time, my friends. Which begs the question, where the fook is Jadon Sancho, my friends? It begs the question, where the fook is he? In all honesty, we're waiting for him. We're expecting him to come in. Solskjaer's desperate for him. He's his number one target. Why isn't he a red yet? There's no good reason for it, lads and lasses, apart from our board is a complete bunch of incompetent potatoes. That's the only real explanation for this situation, lads and lasses, and they're not prepared to spend the money. And okay, Dortmund won't budge on the price. Why would they? They've got themselves a fantastic asset and a great talent that is a match winner for them. They're not going to want to do that, are they? So it's just one of those, guys. It's a piss-poor situation. Manchester United having an absolute bottle job in bringing Jadon Sancho in. And I am wondering, look, there's reports here saying, look, should Manchester United walk away from a deal with Jadon Sancho? We're already lining up a few different possibilities, such as Ivan Perisic, Douglas Costa's another one that we've talked about, even Gary Bale. What the bloody hell is going on? Let's just get Jadon Sancho. He's 20 years of age. This guy's going to be the absolute nuts in a few years' time. He's going to be the tits. So why are we messing around getting some bloody Ivan Perisic, Jose Mourinho signing mug? What the hell do we want that guy? That's not an Ollie signing. That's a Jose's type signing. What about Dougie Costa? Same thing. Okay, quick fix. It's better than nothing. But let's just go and get the bloody business done, lads and lasses, and stop fanning around because we're fast running out of time here. Anyway, how do you guys feel about it? By the way, shout out to Glenn for the 11 knock super chat there, Glenn. Sorry, I almost missed that, Glenn. You're a top lad, Glenn. Thank you so much for getting in here with that super chat, my friend. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, dude. So where are you guys at? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you do think Manchester United are going to sign Jadon Sancho. Smash anything else in the live chat if you think that they're probably not going to sign Jadon Sancho. Winston Nelson, how you doing? He says, they just need to pay the damn money. Mate, I totally agree with you, Winston. What the hell is the hold-up? We all know that their price valuation of Jadon Sancho is around about 120 million euros, which is in excess of 100 million pounds. It's a lot of money. It's not chump change. But we knew this. They knew this because they've previously negotiated in this very window, at the start of this window, and tried to finance the deal, 60 mil up front, 20 mil here, 20 mil there, 20 mil there, little £1.50 extra in that week, and all this bullshit trying to finance the deal. And we know what Dortmund want from the deal. The fact of the matter is, will that have changed? Will Manchester United go in with a lower offer? Will we negotiate with them and try and renegotiate with them? Bear in mind that we might just piss them off at this stage. Maybe we've already pissed them off and they've already done this behind closed doors and Man United are on to our next targets. It would be nice if we knew a little bit more about it from the club, to be perfectly honest with you. But there you go. The PR's just absolutely shite at United for that. But there's lots of ones coming in the live chat still. I think there's still a bunch of twos, though. Look at that. Paul van der Beek, Karen Kennedy, Victor Davies, Stephen T.Y., The Trooper, all getting non-ones in there. So, Yasin Hani comments, stingy-ass clowns. Oh, stingy. I was going to say they're not really bumblebees. You're not stinging ass, but stingy ass clowns running our club. Absolutely, mate. You're so spot on there, man. Woodward, really, he should be like with the Ringling brothers or something, doing a bit of clowning. I agree with you, mate. He's a complete joker. We don't seem to be able to get deals done quickly. I guess the Van der Beek deal is a bit different because of the club we're dealing with and the fact that it's not a great deal of money. But most of the deals we do at United, they're long drawn-out processes. Look at the whole Bruno Fernandes to and fro in. We pulled out, we went in, we pulled out again. It was like some sort of, horrendous orgy or something by the end of that transfer window. There was so much going on. So I'm just sick and tired of that sort of negotiation. I just want to get the business done, get the players in, sort of like Chelsea somehow managed to do it. I guess they're just money bags, but even so, like, come on. There comes a point in time when Solskjaer's desperate for players, when we're going to start the new season ill-equipped, and he needs a little bit of help from the board and, of course, the owners and Woodward and everyone to get these players in. Calamity, lads and lasses. Do us a favour, by the way, if you're tuning in right now and you haven't done so already, please do smash that like button, lads and lasses. Please leave a cheeky little like on it if you haven't done so already. That will help this stream out tremendously, so please do that and get your thoughts and opinions in. We'll just cover each little topic here tonight, and I'll dip in and out of the live chat and the questions and all that good stuff and see what you guys think about the situation. Jamie and Loki Jones, he comments, at this stage I've accepted it's just Van der Beek. Hey, fair play. I mean, I'm thinking that there's a strong possibility of that also. I do think, though, that if they cannot get the Jadon Sancho deal done, like if they go back and try to renegotiate and Dortmund just say, no, do one Eddie, you human potato. If they say that to him, then I would imagine that United are going to go and get a few more reinforcements, because otherwise we'll just look like complete melters. Plus, we've only spent 39 million euros in this window, which for a club like United, who finished all those points off of Liverpool, is not good enough. We need to try and invest a bit more in this window. I think we'd be looking to get Badia Shield. I think we'd be looking to get Reguilon at the very minimum. If they didn't get Jadon Sancho, I do think that would happen. And then potentially like a backup player there as well. We've talked about Douglas Costa. We've talked about Perisic and these guys that are being mentioned. So look, there's every possibility that bridge could be crossed when we get to it, if we find out that the Jadon Sancho deal is a complete no-go and United have refused to pay the money. But just bloody pay the money, board. I'm getting bored myself of the whole situation, guys. This is such a long, drawn-out, unnecessary process just to save a few million quid. It's a sickener, really, when they could have got the lad in at the start of the window, had him bed in, had him settle in, have him play that pre-season game, have him work with the squad, work with the coaches, work with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, be better placed to start the season against Crystal Palace on the 19th by getting him in at the start of the season. But they didn't. They just fannied around, and ultimately they are a big bunch of fannies in our board. So there you go. Peter Higley, hello mate. Any news on Tiago? We'll get into that a little bit. Actually, I'll just cover more about the Jadon Sancho situation, see what you guys think. But I'm not pieing you off there, Peter. We will definitely get back into this one. So nice one. Hansif Mahmood says it's pathetic. I think that's fair to say, Hanif. It's absolutely pathetic, my friend. Like, this is a pathetic window. We have a pathetic board. We have pathetic owners. We have a pathetic chief executive. We have basically pathetic everything at this football club at this moment in time. We have got a good bunch of players. I think we've got a good manager. I think other aspects of the club are pretty pathetic, actually. We need to do a lot better with the running and the management of this football club and the further recruitment. We've all been talking about it for a while. I don't think this club's ever really going to compete with the top clubs in terms of recruitment and getting these deals in and having a much clearer vision than what we do until we have a director of football, if we ever have a director of football. But Woodward wouldn't want that at all, because that would be his job gone, basically, because what the hell does he even do? Manny Deb63 says, like the shirt, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's right. My missus got me this shirt, actually. Shout out to the Mrs. P. Ted Tellian says, any word on Reguilon? We'll get onto Reguilon in a little bit, but just to answer your question, basically, there's nothing more, really, than what we've already covered on this channel, so I'll keep you up to date, though. There may be some breaking news tonight. Like I said, sometimes we do have a bit of breaking news throughout the shows, because of just the nature of the time that it's at, and I have got a transfer guru, Mr. Matty Rush. Give him a follow on Twitter, MattUnited20. He will probably give me any updates that there are throughout, if there are any updates. So I'll try and keep you up to date with what's going on. No Bones Jones, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch, mate. So you could just melt off like your gelatinous mess that you are with no bones. You know what I mean? David Parkin says, we'll end up back with Fellaini. Quite possibly, mate. I mean, look, stranger things have happened. Aaron Armstrong says, so what's the story with Sancho? So Jadon Sancho, this is the situation as it stands. So there was reports coming out today that Jadon Sancho has been missing training and things like that. I'm trying to find real legitimacy of that. I mean, there's some people out there like Yana Fjortov coming out and been saying that, you know, he has been professional and he's doing what he should be doing, Sancho, and he's got in a good mood and he's worked very hard to get ready for the new season. So that's what Yana Fjortov came out with at 7 o'clock tonight, just in regards to Jadon Sancho. There's a lot of speculation and talk that he was missing training and he was trying to sort of agitate a move away from Dortmund to Manchester United. That was what was being talked about today. Fjortov has just come out and said that he's been professional this whole time. Doesn't mean that that is the case, but there's some rumblings of the issues that he's having there, maybe just playing up a little bit, trying to move away from Dortmund. And we heard yesterday he was late for training and things like this, blaming it on sleeping irregularities and insomnia and all this sort of stuff, which will probably magically go away once he does get his move away from the football club, of course. So we all know what's going on here. We're playing silly buggers. Everyone's playing silly buggers. Dortmund are playing silly buggers. Sancho's playing silly buggers. United are playing silly buggers. And Edward Woodward just is a silly bugger. And that's basically what's going on. So just to give you an update there on Sancho, look, we still need to reach the agreement with Dortmund. Those are the facts. Like, from what we understand, they're doing it quite hush-hush. We may have even been knocked back already for all we know in terms of verbal negotiations and things like that. They did give us a hard deadline on the August 10th, and we obviously didn't do it then, which we should have done. Now they've got less incentives to sell because the season's obviously getting going, and Sancho's a massive player for them. So we'll see if Manchester United can match their valuation of him right now and get him in. I hope that it happens, guys, but look, I'm going to be honest with you. The reason this video is called, you know, deal or no deal is because I think it's like 50-50 at the moment. I think we don't really know what's going on. We don't really know whether Sancho is going to come to United this window, simply because United, are we going to pay that money for him? Are we going to pay the 120 million euros? My guess it would be probably not. We'll probably go back there, scrimp around, maybe offer them 90, whatever, a little few installments later, have a packet of Bourbon biscuits in 6 months' time and stuff like that. Whereas we should just get him. And we might fanny around a little bit in this window. You might think we're being silly there because you know that we need him. But actually, if you look at how this board and these owners and Woodward and everyone operates, how have we gone about signing the majority of the big name players so far at United? It's been a massively long drawn out process. So Harry Maguire, man, at Leicester City, we were after him for about a year. We couldn't get any negotiations sorted out with them. In the end, we've had to overpay for that absolute slabby Maguire. We paid £80 million for that guy, and it is overpaying for him. Hopefully he'll come good and he'll justify that price tag, but at this moment in time, looks like we paid maybe about 30 million too much or somewhere around there, which is a lot of money to pay, and of course it's because Leicester didn't have to sell. Same situation with Dortmund here, really. Sancho seems pretty happy at the club. They have given him the foundation and the basis for him to go on and do what he's done and impress everyone and get Manchester United to the point where they're interested in paying 120 million euros for him, which is an obscene amount of money in this current climate with the pandemic. Ridiculous amount of money. It's probably more like 160 million last season or something, if you know what I mean, because it's just so much money for right now with what's happening and the lack of revenue that's coming into these football clubs compared to just a year ago. So yeah, I think, look, there's so many factors here. Maybe United would be better off pulling out if Dortmund just do not simply want to accept any less than 120 million euros. Because as I said earlier on, 120 million euros would buy you Costa, it would buy you Badiashile, Upamecano, Tiago, Reguilon, Telles. You could probably get the lot. Okay, the wages and stuff, that's the signing on fees, the agent fees. Of course, you couldn't get the lot for 120 million because of the wages and all the costs spread. But you know what I mean? Initial transfer fees, you could get all of those players for that amount of money. Now, what would give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the best chance of maybe challenging, maybe breaking into that top two, possibly challenging for this season? I would imagine it would be having a much more deeper squad in certain key areas, especially such as a centre back, such as a CDM, such as a left back, such as a right winger. Absolutely, those are the areas that we really need to strengthen, in my opinion. So if he had that, if he had those different players, if we'd spent that money instead of on Jadon Sancho, but we did get those players, I'd think that'd probably be better in the short term for Manchester United. Now, Jadon's an unbelievably impressive player, one of the best positions in the world, best players in his position in the world for his age, and he's only going one way, so he'll considerably improve over the next few years until he's probably one of the best players in the world. That's why you have to pay 120 million euros for Jadon Sancho right now, because he is going to be one of the best players in the world. It's not really that much of a gamble. Look at the stats that he's putting up: 17 goals, 17 assists, 34 games in the Bundesliga last season. Unbelievable stats. He's only going one way. So it's not really that much of a gamble to me, especially if you have him for 10 years. Okay, great stuff. Aman Sanjay, hello to you, mate. He says, the issue is we cannot all get them players in time for Palace, whereas Sancho is more likely to be completed if the board stop being prats. Hey, you're so right about that, man. You are. Yeah, it's much more, you're right. It's much more likely to get the one deal of Jadon Sancho done. And most of us would just about accept that because it is a big investment on one player, Jadon Sancho. We should have got a centre-back in as well. But if we got Van der Beek and we got Sancho, most of us would just about accept that. I still think it wouldn't be the best window in terms of overall strengthening of the squad. But depending on who we're promoting and what we're doing next season, you never know. It might not be the worst. Still, it's like adding puzzle pieces every single window. So you improve that right winger position, you fill that puzzle piece, and then you look to somewhere else in the next window. I understand United can't be spending shitloads of money right now. We can't even sell players. We can't even generate cash to sell them right now. Nobody wants our players. Nobody wants the players we want rid of because they're on huge money. Shashmi Shrestha comments, why would we agree terms with the player if we know Dortmund won't sell him cheap? Trust me, he is coming. Yes, you're absolutely right there, but they're still going to try and negotiate and draw this out for a very long time. We don't know if it will be now, in January, next summer. That you might think that's silly, but the facts are we've done this before. We have done this before with Bruno and Maguire and these guys. We've dragged out transfers for so much longer than they needed to be. So I understand what you're saying, but I do think that it's still, there's a good chance that this is going to take a long time. Steve Johnson, mate. How you doing, Steve Johnson? What a lad. Great to see you. I'm sweating my tits off under these studio lights, guys. I'm looking forward to October coming. Steve Johnson, he says, with COVID-19 affecting all the club's bottom line, is it wise to overpay for one player? Great comment you made there, Steve Johnson. Thank you very much for your super chat, buddy. Look, man, it's never wise to overpay for any player, really, unless you are absolutely trying to make a statement and absolutely trying to get your man, which is what we're trying to do, to be fair. Jadon Sancho is our man. He's our number one priority in this window, always has been. We've been negotiating with Dortmund at the start of the window. We've already know there's mass interest there from every United fan, from Solskjaer. Everybody wants this man to come into the football club. Jadon does as well. He wants it too. So, yes, it's a great player, but we don't want to overpay for him. Like you say, the United board are pretty up on that. They're not going to want to overpay for Jadon Sancho either, which is why they didn't do the business at the start of the window, because they wanted to go back in a little while's time and say, look, okay, we're going to give you a little bit less now. Take it or leave it. There's no time now to mess around. Do you want him? Do you want to send him to us or no? That's basically what's going to happen. So thank you, Steve Johnson, for your super chat there, dude. Appreciate everyone who's getting in here tonight. Smash that thumbs up button if you can. Smash a cheeky little like on it and get involved in the live chat. But yeah. Right then, Harry Krishna, what's going on? He says, guys, relax. If we can't get Sancho now, there is next summer, as Real won't sign him as they are after Mbappe. Going to Barca is risky. Liverpool, no, unless Salah leaves. So it's PSG, but no doubt he goes to League One. Well, certainly they could pay him one of the most handsomely, couldn't they? But I don't think Sancho wants to do that. I think he wants to come back to the Premier League and play for Manchester United. He's obviously been in Manchester before when he was at City. He knows what he's getting into. He's already agreed the personal terms with United. That's never been the issue. So he clearly wants to come to United. It's just whether or not we will stump up the cash for him. And let's have another vote then, guys. Just put a yes or a no. Are we getting Jadon Sancho this window? Are we getting Jadon Sancho this window? Yes or no? Papa Frog says we're not signing Sancho. I mean, look, I'm 50-50 at the moment. I'd love to tell you that I'm still feeling confident about it, but I would have thought we'd have got it done by now. Unless it happens in the next 24, 48 hours, I'm just sceptical about it. Why would we wait so long until the season starts and the transfer windows the close is approaching on October 4th for us to get the deal done? Just to save a little bit of cash, but essentially leave ourselves worse off out there on the actual football pitch for the first couple of games? It doesn't make any sense to me. Clifford Day says yes. Dan D.A. Littleman says nope. Adebayo Falman says maybe. Ice Queen Gaming says yes. Atrex, yes. We will look like mugs if we don't. I hear you. I do think that's probably a big factor as to why you've just not heard anything about this at the moment. They're keeping their cards very close to their chest, and they are not doing any of this business with prying eyes or open ears anywhere near. So this is what's happening at United at the moment. It's very hush-hush. We'll see if they can get the deal done. But look, we haven't heard anything more than what we know, which is Sancho's interest. Everybody wants the deal. Dortmund have a figure of 120 million euros. Man United need to reach that valuation if they want to get this player in. That's all that we really know at this stage. Whether they can strike a deal and get him in is another question. Ben Hodgson, what's going on? He says, according to Muppeteers, who are quite reliable, said bid on Tuesday. Fair play to you, Ben Hodgson. Yeah, well, this is the thing. Look, everybody seems to have an opinion of when this bid's going to come. We have our own sources here as well on this channel, and we understood it was going to be somewhere around about now. But I can't see that coming, can you? I haven't heard anything today that there's been any more information. I haven't seen any representatives going to Dortmund. I haven't seen any representatives coming to Manchester. I haven't seen any business whatsoever. Now, maybe they're just doing it completely quietly and silently and all behind closed doors because, like we say, Manchester United cannot be seen failing to sign Jadon Sancho in this window again because they'll just look like an absolute bunch of tits. Simple as that. Clive Neal, hello to you, matey. Dragged Kevlar says big no. No, he doesn't think Sancho's coming. Steve Johnson says Liverpool fan says I hope not. Atrex says Pig, remember the Pogba deal that took time? Very similar to Sancho. Well, there you are. Shout out to Lucky Unyingi for subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you're new to this show tonight and you want the latest Manchester United transfer news and just the latest United news in general, smash that subscribe button, lads and lasses. Click that bell icon to be notified when we go live as well. But smash the sub, smash the like on it and get involved. I want to hear from you. This channel's all about fan interaction and you legends giving your opinions about this beautiful football club. Or this once beautiful football club, which, to be fair, is a shadow of itself at the moment because of our absolute Grim Reaper owners sucking the life out of this football club. Thank you for the super chat here, Stephen TY. Thank you, Stephen. You're a top lad. He says, the board should have been at least getting rid of the deadwoods. Sancho is needed, and I will be so pissed off if we lose against Crystal Palace, and then we get Sancho 7. Yes, mate. I agree with you, buddy. Like, why take so long to get Jadon in? We should have had him for the first game of the season. Hell, we should have had him for this pre-season game yesterday against Villa. There's no good excuse for not having him. You should have just got him done early and give Ollie the chance to work with these guys. So I'm with you on that one, Stephen. Like, it's not going to do us any favours starting the season without the players that we need to actually continue the season. The window shuts on October 4th. Why get all the deals done on October 3rd then? Or October 4th, deadline day. Why do that? That's what it's looking like it's going to be for Manchester United in this window. And that's piss poor. Same with the Tiago situation, which we already did a video about on it earlier, so I'm not going to bang on about that one. But it's understood that United and Liverpool are just waiting, biding their time in the knowledge that Bayern Munich will probably sell him for less money close to the end of the transfer window simply because his contract's running out, and if they don't cash in on him now, they're going to lose out on 20 or 30 million. So they're waiting, they're biding their time again, rather than just going in there and getting their deal paid and paying a few million more to get your man. No, they're fanning around again. So you're right, Stephen. It's just. There's no good excuse for it. It's just lackluster negotiations and very time consuming from our board. They don't like to do deals swiftly and pay a little bit of a premium to get them done. The funny thing is, a lot of the time, they pay excess money anyway. Just look at the Fellaini deal. Just look at the Maguire deal. You pay excess money anyway in the long term for a lot of these players. Okay, Bruno Fernandes, that was a bit of a masterstroke in terms of the financial amount of money that we actually paid Sporting for him. That's turned out to be a bargain signing, in all honesty. But still, though, we could have had him for a bit more money a lot earlier on. And that would have been the real financial sense. That would have made the most financial sense. Not just financial sense, because you might have won a cup or finished better higher up in the league because you'd have had him from the start of the season, but also it just makes football sense because you have a better team, you have that creative spark that we had in January from the start of the year. Irish Viper, I don't blame you, mate. 120 million's a lot of money, dude. Victor Davies says it's a joke. It is a joke. Matt Rush says we've hit 132 likes. Shout out to Ravish Ramji for subscribing as well. 132 likes, everybody. That's sick. Thank you so much to everybody that smacked a like on it. If you haven't done so yet, smash that thumbs up button, lads and lasses. That'll help this stream out significantly. Eddie A, he says, any worthy news, Pig? Right, okay, so, yeah, like I said, so this Jadon Sancho business, Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? There's no real concrete news that's come out since then. I just wanted to get on here and talk to you about it because I'm not feeling too positive that Jadon Sancho is going to sign for Manchester United now. We'll see. I mean, I was 60-40 a couple of days ago. Now I'm more like 50-50. It's one of those. Whether or not Man United are prepared to pay the money, I don't know. Whether or not we even should pay the money. Like, I keep going back and forth in my head. Get the one player Jadon in or strengthen in 4 other positions for the same amount of money. I keep going back and forth in my head. Like Tiago, Reguilon, Upamecano, Neres or Sancho. I keep going up, back and forth in my head. Do we get a truly world-class player in one position or strengthen in a bunch of different positions and ultimately maybe improve ourselves overall more as a team and give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the tools that is required for him to do the business in the freaking new season, lads and lasses? All my days. It's a joke. So yeah, smash a like on the video and get your thoughts and opinions in here. Thank you very much to you all for stopping by and having your say. Matty Leg says, I just subscribed. You top man, Matty Leg. Thank you very much for stopping by and getting in here, buddy. Yeah, Adebayo Fawaz says, any news on Alcantara? So Tiago Alcantara, mate, just to give you news, seeing as you asked. Look, there's no more news on it. Basically, he's understood to have, he's potentially agreed terms. One of Bayern's board members, their ex-president, in fact, actually came out today and said that Tiago was offered a 4-year contract and he had the opportunity to sign that at Bayern, but he pulled out last minute because he wants a new challenge and he wants to go elsewhere. And he also went on to say that he probably thinks that Tiago's already agreed personal terms with Manchester United and Liverpool. That's what he said. So we understand that he's obviously interested in moving to the Premier League, whether it be Liverpool or United. That's another question. Whether it's Barcelona, we don't know. We don't know at this stage. And like I said, don't get too carried away with the whole Man United Tiago link, because yes, we've been speaking to him, yes, we want him, yes, Solskjaer wants him. Why wouldn't you want a player of that quality? But as I say, he could just be using Manchester United, like we have seen a lot of players do in the past, to get more money from Liverpool, get more money from Barcelona in a move to them. So yeah, don't even count your chickens too yet on that one, lads and lasses, Seraph K says, any news of any central back we are looking for? Yeah, Badiashile, that report, so they're surfacing again, my friend. So Badiashile is understood to be a target for Manchester United and has been all transfer window long. But 23 million euros is somewhere around the figure that is being mentioned about. Again, it's one of those. If we sign Sancho, we're not signing Badiashile in this window, I don't think. I just don't see us doing it. We'd have already done it already if that was the case. We wouldn't just be waiting to see if we can get this Sancho guy a bit cheaper to get Badiashile. I think we'd have already got Badiashile a lot earlier on. So I don't think there's much basis for Badiashile in this window unless we do not get Jadon Sancho, in which case all the floodgates could open. We could get a bunch more players. Paul Lucas says War and Peace has a fewer pages than the Sancho saga. That's right, mate. Who was that again? Back Dostoevsky, was it? No. Oh, shit. I've forgotten the... Anyway. I've forgotten the author of War and Peace there. Somebody will tell me, yes, no, it might be something like that. Anyway, Kayam, how you doing, Kayam? He says, no bones, Jones, proper melter. Yeah, no bones. You need to calm down, son. You're going to get yourself sent packing, my friend. Andy Simmons says, hi, Pig. New Heroes was trying to find out any news on Sancho. If we don't get him, why not buy 2 great players instead of the 4 you mentioned, but who? Okay, yeah, so you're talking about somewhere in the middle then there, Andy Simmons, and it makes a lot of sense because, look, United could get a really good centre-back, a really good right-winger, just not Jadon Sancho. We could spend 60 million on one player, 60 million on another, and get 2 absolutely great players. So I understand what you're saying, Andy Simmons. It makes a lot of sense, actually. I just don't really know what the modus operandi of Manchester United's board is this season, whether it's to try and scrimp and save and buy the bargain signings like Van der Beek and Reguilon, or to just go and really spend money and improve as much as possible in this window. It doesn't seem like that one. Callum Wilkins, thank you so much for getting in here with your super chat, buddy. He says, eat me till I scream. That sounds messed up, Callum Wilkins. It's funny you mentioned that, though, because I just ate pretty much a whole tub of Ben & Jerry's Netflix and Chilled. Who's had that flavour? It's badass, my friends. Peanut butter, pretzels in there, chocolate fudge brownie in it. Oh, it was absolutely decadent, my friends. I suggest checking it out. Netflix and Chilled, it's called. Anyway, right then, G-Wolf United, what's going on with you tonight, buddy? Thank you, mate. Hey, Brandon C's in here, is he? Hey, Brandon, where are you? Brandon, what's going on, Brandon? Listen, matey, we know there was an error with the mods earlier, mate. Don't worry about it, Brandon. Look, okay, you can take it personally if you want, but it's just an error there, I think, my friend. And we've had a little chat, we've had a discussion about what the best course of action is for making sure that the people such as yourself, Brandon, do not get timed out incorrectly and unnecessarily. So we have taken steps to make sure that everyone's aware of the current protocol on Flying Pig United. So great to see you in here, Brandon. Don't worry about any of that business. Just get involved if you want to. Anyway, it'd be great to have you. You're a great subscriber of the channel, mate. So don't worry about being timed out earlier. That was a mare. Nice one, guys. Thank you for that, Callum Wilkins, though, mate. That was class, mate. Yeah, I love a bit of ice cream. Stephen Johnson with a super chat as well. Again, Steve Johnson, thank you. He comments, Pig, considering how poor the board did delaying the Bruno transfer, you'd think the board would have more urgency with Sancho. Go Liverpool. Oh, Steve Johnson, fair play. Had to ruin it at the end there, didn't you? But listen, Steve, yeah, I know exactly, my friend. Like, because of that Bruno saga, you would think that they would try and do something a little bit more quicker with Sancho, try and learn from their mistakes, get him in there, understand that they'd be better off paying a bit more money and having Bruno from September last year rather than January. Imagine if Bruno Fernandes was at United at the start of last season as opposed to the end of January. He would have absolutely swashbuckled that league up for a few more months, guys. He's such a player. And why should we have to wait for January to come before we get the deal done, just for the sake of saving a few £1 million? Joke decision by Woody and the board. Absolute bunch of melters. They really pissed me off the way they went about that deal. And same with Maguire, same with this Sancho deal. Just do it, guys. Just do it. Why have this to and fro in an absolute shithousery from both sides over and over and over again repeatedly for an extended period of time when you can just pay the extra money, get the deal done, swallow your pride and make the signing? Simple. Thank you, Steve Johnson there, you top lad. Really appreciate that, man. JP says, need a board meeting for all these mod mayors. There you go. That's it. We do have a moderators chat, lads and lasses. That's how, of course, we have to make sure that everybody knows what the procedures are and what we're looking for from the moderators. But once again, the moderators are absolutely fantastic on this channel. They just want to say that. So thank you to all the moderators that do a great job. Please do us a favor, everybody, and smash that love heart emoji in the live chat for all of the moderators who are keeping this platform nice and racism free, etc. So shout out to all the moderators, you absolute legends. Yeah, nice one. Darren Blau says, where do you think we are going to finish this season? Darren, to be perfectly honest with you, I think we're going to finish in the same position we finished last year. Because I do think we have got a good team. I do think they'll have all improved a bit from last year. I'm liking what Greenwood brings to the table. I'm liking what Martial's bringing to the table, improving in that number 9 role significantly. And I expect him to bag a lot more goals. I think Bruno, he's settled into the side now. Not that it took him a lot of time to settle into the side, but he really has settled in now. So he is like the creative spark, the driving force, the engine of Manchester United's attacks, really, because he's creating everything. Most things are going through Bruno now. So we've got him from the start of the season. That's going to be brilliant for us. If you look at United from Christmas time to the end of the season, if you look at just that period, or January, certainly when we got Igalo and Bruno in, to the end of the season, then we've actually bossed it throughout the league. So I do think we will be up there, even though we haven't signed that many players, even though Chelsea have signed a bunch and we've got other teams who are in contention. Sorry, I had a bit of a, I don't know what that was. Anyway, so it's a bit of a situation for United where we probably will still be a really good team because we just got that good spirit and Ollie's getting the most out of the lads at the moment. So that's what I feel. I tell you what, did you see did you see Tottenham Hotspur lose to Everton today? Get in there, my son. Jose Mourinho, have some of that, you absolute Mr. Bean wannabe, mate. Oh, I love it. I love seeing Tottenham melt. I really do. I love seeing Jose melt as well. Absolutely brilliant, guys. Fair play. Look, Everton are going to be a team to be tussled with this season. They've got themselves a really good manager. They've got themselves a couple of really good players in this window as well. They already had a bunch of good players, so you never know what Everton can go on and do. Like I said previously, I think they could finish, low down, or they could finish right up there. It's going to be one of those seasons. I think they're a really good team. Well, they've got the potential to be a really good team anyway. Atrex, thank you so much for getting in here with your super chat, buddy. What a legend. He says, AM9, Anthony Martial, 30 goal a season and a third place finish. Come on, Atrix, get in there, my son. That is proper optimism, dude. That's the optimism I like to see. Tony Martial getting 30 goals in the season. Now, is that going to happen? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think so, Atrix. But I will take 25 all day long. I think that should be his ultimate goal. He should be aiming to be good enough to get into that 30 goal club. Because not that many players have actually scored 30 plus goals in a Premier League campaign. Let's see if we can name them all quickly, actually. So, Andy Cole, Alan Shearer, Luis Suarez, Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, shit. I see my brain's already starting to melt now. Who else is there, guys? I want to say Michael Owen. Did Michael Owen ever do that? I don't know. I think I'm melting already. Get your comments in the live chat, guys. Who scored 30 plus goals in the Premier League? Van Nistelrooy says Danny Crouchar. There you go. You see, missing out some classics. Yeah, there's not that many is the point I'm making. Maybe like 8 to 10 or somewhere around there that have actually scored 30 plus goals. Kevin Phillips was another one, lads and lasses. We almost forgot Kevin Phillips. He scored 30 league goals, believe it or not, for bloody Sunderland. Kevin Phillips, that's right, scored 30 Premier League goals one season for Sunderland. Yeah, that's right. Thierry, yeah, there you go. Darren Bent says Jarvis Cock. Don't know if he ever got 30, did he? I think he got close. I think he got like 26 one year, but that doesn't sound right, Jarvis Cocker. That doesn't sound right. Darren Bent didn't get 30 in the Premier League one year, did he? No, not having that. Anyway, Mo Salah, yeah, nice one, Dr. Jand. Danny says Rooney scored 26 and 27. Good shout. Yeah, I guess that would be the season after Ronaldo left when he was sort of put up at number 9. He did score a heck of a lot of goals during that time period. Nice one. Soulboy420 says Kante or Tiago. Who would you take? Nice one, Soulboy. Thank you for getting in here again, dude. Actually, I would take Tiago because I just think Kante's been a little bit injury prone. I think it's more realistic that we got Tiago as well. Like, in all honesty, I don't see Chelsea ever wanting to sell Kante to us. They'd rather see him go abroad, whereas Tiago's much more realistic that we can actually sign him. Plus, I think 29 years of age, he's coming off the back of a Champions League win. He's obviously a ridiculously skilled player. He's world-class, in my opinion, so we should absolutely get him. Kante's obviously world-class at what he does, too. I would definitely take him all day long. But just given the choice right now, the realistic prospect and everything, I would definitely go for him. Steve Wills comments, tell me Sancho is worth 100 million and I'll tell you a million reasons why he's not. Okay, yeah, no, I hear what you're saying there, Steve Wills. I personally agree with you. I don't think he's worth that amount of money. United are going to have to overpay in order to get their man in this window. Sometimes you have to do that to get your man, and they're going to have to do that big time in this window. I agree with you. He's probably worth, 80 million, 90 million in this current climate when you consider players like Havertz went for 70 million. Was it Werner was 60 million or 50 million or something like that. Ziyech was like 53 million, I think. You know, when you bear in mind these players are going for that price in this current climate, Jadon Sancho's got to be more money than all of them because he's younger and his stats are better. So he's got to be more money than all of them because his potential is massive. But still, to pay that amount of money for a 20-year-old who's okay, been doing it in the Bundesliga, but it's for Dortmund, who are one of the most dominant teams in the league, and you can maybe question the overall depth of the league. I know that'll probably piss off a few Germans, but maybe the depth of the league is not as strong as the depth of the Premier League as well. So there's that. Maybe his stats are being flattered a little bit because of that. I mean, all I know is when we signed Shinji Kagawa, whichever way you want to pronounce it, he was absolutely bloody tearing it up in the Bundesliga. And I was looking at him over in the Bundesliga before we signed him, and I thought this guy's going to be the absolute tits for United. And you know what? He is a very good player. I think United just don't know what happened with Kagawa at United. It just didn't really fit, wasn't used properly, it just didn't work out. But actually, I think he's a really good player. But he was tearing up the Bundesliga. And then he comes to United, and it wasn't a case of tearing up the Premier League at all. He's had a bit of a torrid time and very tough time in the Premier League, I thought, Shinji Kagawa. So bear in mind, the Bundesliga and the Premier League are two different animals. Bear in mind that it doesn't guarantee you just because a player's tearing it up in the Bundes to come over and do it in the Premier League. Totally different footballing culture, totally different speeds, totally different opposition, of course. So it's all different. It doesn't mean you're going to do it. So it is a big gamble, and overpaying £120 million for Sancho, maybe it's just not the best value thing that we could do right now. I agree with you, man. Atrex says Kante all day, fair play. Yeah, I mean, look, we could do with somebody in that position. Have a little vote, guys. Liam says Kante is the answer, lads. It's short term, but it is that answer. Yeah, I mean, he would give us absolutely everything we require in that CDM position. That's the one position I would have really strengthened in this window as well, as long as centre-back. Like I've said before, Wilfred Ndidi would have been a great prospect for us to get in. But Kante, yeah, great show. Have a vote in the live chat. Kante or Tiago, if you had the choice between those two. But I think the Kante deal is just bullshit, isn't it? That's why I went for Tiago, because the Kante deal is unrealistic. Mrs. P, Kate Bandit, thank you very much for getting in here with your lovely super chat, my dear. She says, you're a legend, Mr. P and the Baker Brigade. Thank you very much for that, Mrs. P. Yeah, I'm pretty shattered today, to be fair. I'm pretty shattered, you know. The missus didn't let me sleep last night. No, don't get any dirty thoughts. No, just she didn't let me sleep. I'm just kidding, love, but I'm a bit tired today. Jamie Loki Jones, what's going on? He says, think he fancies you early. Spen says, do you think Sancho is coming? I'm 50-50 on it now, Spen. I'd love to say yes. I'd love to see Sancho. In my eyes, yes. Because it's a no-brainer. We need him. Time's running out. We don't have much time to go and get a suitable replacement or anybody else. So, you know, time's running out on this one. Do we go and do it? That's another question. Do United have the bottle to pay the money? Can we reach an agreement with Dortmund? These are all the different factors. Is there better value out there in the window than going and get that one player in Jadon Sancho? The answer to that is probably yes. So when the answer is yes, you know, then doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for Sancho when they're asking too much money. Kamarugel, sorry, hang on, let me try and pronounce that. Kamoragul comments, Reguilon or Tellez? Thank you for your comment there, Kamoragul. So, mate, to answer your question, I would go with Reguilon, only because he's younger and he's potentially fantastic in the future. I mean, I've been very impressed with his development over this year. Look, I'm not pretending I've seen every game, but I've seen a few games of him. Of course, he did well against United. We watched him against Wolves. You know, he's had some good performances in the Europa League, which we watched on this channel. So we know a bit about him. We don't know a lot about him, but very impressive what we saw. And he's got good assist stats. He's got one of the best creation stats for chances for an under-23 player in the world last season. So he's got to be taken seriously. When you look at Alex Tellez, though, he's somebody who's more experienced, 27 years of age, been doing it over in the Portuguese league, which, of course, is probably underrated. As we know, Bruno was doing it over there. He's still doing it in the Prem. So it's probably underrated, and his stats over there are pretty insane. Like, he scores a bunch of goals. He creates a bunch of chances. He is a very seasoned player over in the Portuguese league. Will he come to United and do it? I personally think the Reguilon deal is more likely anyway. I think Tellez was being mentioned just as leverage for United to try and secure the Reguilon transfer permanently. That's my opinion on that one. So I think Reguilon makes the most sense. Plus Tellez, you know, look, he's good, but again, I don't know if he's great. I mean, if he was great, he would have had more than one cap for Brazil. Whereas Reguilon's just got a cap for Spain. And no, I don't know. I mean, look, Tellez is obviously a great player. I haven't seen, again, I don't watch much Portuguese football, unfortunately. I haven't seen too much of him. He's not in the Brazilian national side. I think he had one cap last year, so we're not going to see too much from him on an international stage for Brazil. So unless you watch the Portuguese league, unless you do tune into Porto regularly, you're not going to know too much about Alex Tellez other than watching video clips on YouTube and stuff like that, which doesn't really give you a good basis of an opinion anyway, in my eyes. So, yeah, it's one of those. G Wolf United, what a legend. Thank you very much for moderating tonight, mate. You're a top lad. Liam says, what's he, 29? If we're talking about Tiago, yeah, he's 29. I mean, I think that's still young. I think he's still got a good few years at the top there. Nawaf says, hello, I just woke up after sleeping for a month. Did we sign Sancho? You would think we would have done, Nawaf. Just to let you know, yes, we did, bud. We signed him 29 days ago, bro. Welcome back to the world. No, honestly, to disappoint you, my friend, no. Sancho is still not a red, my friend. He's still not a red. We're still working on that one. Woodward sent the homing pigeon. You know, it's supposed to arrive in Munich any day now. Any day now. He sent the homing pigeon out with the scroll attached to his foot. And we'll see, maybe, just maybe, they will get a crow back or something from the Germans. Harry Gale, have a cheeky little bit of pasta or something, mate. That's always super thin and cheap. Sean O'Riordan, thank you for your comment here, buddy. He says, hi, Pig, what's happening? I'm sick to death of hearing about Sancho. Stop buying the merchandise until those Yanks invest in the club. I haven't bought a shirt since 2004. Roy Keane on the back. Good man, Sean O'Riordan. Fair play. I haven't bought a shirt for a few years either for the very same reason. People say, oh, that won't do anything. But if you do hit them in the pocket, they'll have to take notice and do something about it, I think. If it's ultimately hurting their bottom line, then they might do something about it. So I actually agree with you, my friend. I haven't bought any shirts or any shit like that for a while. Rock the Red. He comments, is he any better than Greenwood, Sancho? I think at the moment in time, you'd have to say yes, only because he's 2 years older and he's been playing top-flight football for 2 more seasons as well. His stats, obviously, last season are incredible. Greenwood's stats are brilliant as well, but he's not played over the course of the whole season, Greenwood. He's been played in a handful of games, really. Actually, he's made a bunch of appearances, to be fair, a bunch of appearances, but he didn't play all of the games of the season, whereas Sancho did. Sancho's been putting up these impressive stats weekly. He's been winning matches for Dortmund over there. Greenwood's an incredible talent, though. I think Greenwood's just got as much of a potential to be one of the best players in the world as Sancho does, absolutely. But why not have both of them? That's what I say. Why not have both? Because Greenwood's versatile. He can play all over the gaff. And Sancho can play on both the wings anyway. He's reasonably versatile. He can score goals up top there if you want him to. So I do think that Sancho and Greenwood would both be fantastic world-class assets to have. There's no real reason to choose one or the other for me. Just get them both. Jonathan Gallagher says, how much goals Vardy scored? What do you mean, buddy? He scored 2 today, didn't he? He scored 2 today. Jamie Vardy, always the goal machine that he is. To be fair, that would be a brilliant player for United to have. Danny Atkins says, Sancho is worth it. I think so. I think if he goes on and achieves what we expect him to achieve in the game over the next 10 years, then he would be worth it. It would turn out to be a cheap deal. A lot of money. It is 120 million euros, but over the course of 10 years, it's 12 million euros a year. If he's doing the business year in, year out, you don't have to worry about it strengthening that position, so he makes a lot of sense. Matty Rush says we've hit 176 likes. That's awesome, guys. If you haven't smashed that thumbs up button already, please do leave a cheeky little like on the video. Let's see if we can smash 200 likes. Really helps the stream out when you do it and helps us compete with the bigger channels, etc. So smash the heck out of that like button, lads and lasses. Oh, yeah. Matt Wales says, Mkhitaryan as well, Pig, had sick stats. Yeah, there you go, you see. Good shout, Matt Wales. A lot of players can come over from the Bundesliga on the back of really incredible, ridiculous stats, like we were talking about with Shinji Kagawa, and of course, like you said, Henrik Mkhitaryan. Like, we were so happy when Henrik Mkhitaryan signed for Manchester United, because obviously over in the Bundes, his stats were incredible. He looked like one of potentially the future best players in the world. We've since seen that he's absolutely not that. He was gash for Manchester United. He was even gasher for Arsenal, and he's just absolutely gash. There's no saving it. He's just an absolute gash player, really. And over in the Bundesliga, though, he was doing great, which is why it leads me to believe that, yes, the top teams in Germany are as good as any of the top teams around the world. That's why they have the current champions of Europe, Bayern Munich. Of course, that makes perfect sense. Dortmund, Leipzig, these teams, they can tussle with the best of them at the moment. But the lesser teams, I don't think they've got the depth of a squad or a league like the Premier League. Atrex comments, good night, Stephen Garucha. Thank you very much for getting in here, Stephen. Atrex comments, Kagawa was played on the wing. Same as Mata, they are 10s. Exactly, Atrex. There you go. I mean, whether or not these players have been used correctly or not, that's another situation. I mean, like I said, Kagawa, when he came over, it's a difficult time. And I said, I don't think we used him correctly. I agree with you. Joshua Commander, yes, Joshua, good to see you. He says, feels good to come back here, Pig. Great to have you back in here, Joshua Commander. Thank you so much for stopping by and getting in here. Comma Reguion or Tellers, Reguion for me. Tom Bunting said it doesn't matter if we go into next season with Lindelof and Maguire, then we're screwed. Rather Upamecano and Tiago priority. What do you think, Pig? Yes, I mean, if you add another player to that as well, I totally agree with you, Tom Bunting. Like, United would be better off having a centre-back and a left wing back and also a central defensive midfielder and a different, cheaper right winger than we would just getting Jadon Sancho. I truly do believe that. So maybe we're just barking up the wrong tree here. But if you want to fill the puzzle pieces up with the best possible individual parts, then you get Jadon Sancho, don't you? That's what you do. So that makes sense in one regard. If we're really trying to build a dynasty over the course of the years, if we're not just looking for a quick fix and a quick improvement, but we're truly building for a period of sustained success in the future, then you sign Jadon Sancho. It is that simple to me. Jarvis Cocker. He says, Hey Pig, I must say, Everton had an impressive performance against Spurs. Alan, Decore and Rodriguez were outstanding. I wish United could do signings like that. Why the bloody hell have Manchester United not got signings like that? Carlo Ancelotti, he's managed to get in Alan, Decore, Rodriguez in this window. For not a lot of money either. I mean, how much Rodriguez? What a player. And they're going to definitely benefit from having those players in their side. I think with the quality of the manager they got, I mean, that's a big factor probably in getting a player like James Rodriguez, obviously. But with the quality of the players they got and the manager that they've got, they could go on and do some bits this season. I agree with you, mate, 100%, Jarvis. Like, they are a good outfit. They've got a good potential this season. We'll see if they can maybe claw their way into a top 5, top 6 battle. But they definitely, they definitely wants to watch in this one. Right then, I'll keep jumping in and out of your comment section for a little bit, lads and lasses, but I do just want to also just quickly cover a couple of other little stories we've got here. But Mrs. P Cake Bandit with another super chat, love. She says, "Night legends, good night, Nicolini. Have a good sleep. Everybody stick a love heart emoji in the live chat for Mrs. P and a cake emoji as well for Mrs. P the Cake Bandit." So shout out to, she's got to go back to work in a couple of days, so she's feeling a little bit down. So let's cheer her up with some cakes, with some cake emojis and that sort of stuff. That would be good. Anyway, let's get on with the news. So what else then? What else? So we've covered Tiago. We've had a little talk and a rant about Jadon Sancho and how shite the situation is at Manchester United here. What else is there? So here we go. Diogo Dalot. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seems unwilling to let Diogo Dalot leave Manchester United, according to reports to transfer expert Duncan Castles. The 21-year-old player was a player he's wanting to move away from Manchester United this season. Basically, he's disenchanted, disheartened with not having the game time and the opportunities in the squad, so he's looking to move away. Injury matters haven't helped. I mean, he made 11 appearances last season for United, just so you know, and of course Aaron Wan-Bissaka came in and just cemented himself as one of the best right backs in the league. So Diogo Dalot's not really ever going to get a look in that position for United, so he wants to move away apparently. He's not happy with the situation. He seems keen to leave, and he wants permission from the football club to move on. We know we've had an offer for Lille, but it seems like Solskjaer's pretty adamant he wants to keep him around. He wants to keep him around for depth. So what do you guys think about Diogo Dalot? Do you think he's good enough for Manchester United? Stick a Y in the live chat if you think he is good enough. Stick an N in the live chat if you think no, he's not good enough. But let's just have a little vote, because I was pretty disenchanted with his performance again against Aston Villa. For somebody who's trying to convince Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to maybe put him in the side or give him something to think about, give him a bit of a conundrum, I would say that it was pretty shit, to be honest with you. So he needs to sort himself out. So there you go, Diogo Dalot. Danny Atkins says no. Victor Davies says Manch. Darren Blau says no. Yasin Hani says yes. Matteo Adateo says no. Red Devil says yes. Dazza no. Powell Brick no. Clifford Day no. Dan Littleman no. Most people you said no here. Vincent Bullock, Victor Davies, all no's. Polar Bear says yes as a sub. Hey Polar Bear, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, look, as an impact substitute going forward, as somebody who can get down the byline, he's probably an okay option, but I don't think he's ever going to be that quality player that we want. Sancho is a generational talent, says KM. I hope you're right, buddy. I truly do. I've got special feelings about him as well. I think he could go on and be one of the world's best as well. But we'll have to wait and see, KM. Sometimes it doesn't work out for players. It's also a lot about attitude. It's also about development and staying injury-free and all sorts of different aspects. But I agree with you, KM. I think he is a generational talent. I think to done what he's done at 20 years of age already and be as good as he is, it goes to show you a good indicator of what he could possibly go on and do in the future. So I'm with you on that one, KM. Shout out to you as well. Living rent-free in my head says no, absolutely not. Yasin Hani says he hasn't played enough for me. Nice one, guys. Okay, yeah, so Diogo Dalot, probably most of you thinking no, he's not quite up to the standard for Manchester United. I tend to agree with you. I think he's a little bit on the gash side. No disrespect. Also, in regards to Chris Smalling, we've got a little bit more news about Chris Smalling. So it's being reported that there's intermediaries that are still hard at work in regards to the Chris Smalling move to Roma. Just to give you an update on players leaving the club. Intermediaries still hard at work in the proposed move from Manchester United, Chris Smalling to Roma. It's not done yet. There's a few number of details still to be worked on from what we understand here. But personal terms and that kind of thing are not really an issue. There's still a couple of details that need to be finalised before Manchester United can announce, obviously, and Roma can sign Chris Smalling once again, such as medical and such as some paperwork and kind of stuff like that. So hopefully that will get done in the next couple of days. We are expecting Chris Smalling to join Roma on a permanent move in the next couple of days to give you a bit of an update there. Nice one, guys. Yes, okay, so also I want to just get your thoughts and opinions. Who would you sign then if we don't get Sancho on the right? Because, like I said, we've got Ivan Perisic, Gareth Bale, Douglas Costa, Adama Traore. There's a bunch of different players that we're linked to. So who would you sign? Let's say the Sancho deal just absolutely shits the bed. Who do you go out and sign in that position, bearing in mind we need a good player there? Bear in mind Mason Greenwood's been given the number 11 and he can probably take the mantle most of the time. Who would you sign? Brandon C says, anyone but Bale. Good shout, Brandon C. Yeah, I mean, I don't want Bale. He's too much of a prima donna. Well, I don't want to pay him 600k a week to play golf and just focus more on the bloody golf course than he does playing for United. Hell no. Stephen Goucher says Bale. Dan says, no, not Bale. Jonathan Gallagher thinks Adama Traore. Dan Littleman says, you should buy Traore. Matt Wells says Adama Traore would be the one. You see, I like the Adama Traore situation because he gives you something really different. He's so physical and quick and powerful. He does really get past people. He does get great amount of balls into the box. And he's got a good few fair assists as well. I'm just going to get Adama Traore's stats up, actually. I've been singing his praises for a while. You think because he's this big man, mountain, muscly guy that he can't have the flair or the technique to be that good. But actually, he's pretty good for a big man. You know, he's got a good cross on him. I'm looking at his stats here. Let me get him up here. I just want to have a quick look and see what he actually did in terms of assists and goals and things like that for Wolves last season. Plus, as an impact substitute, I think he's been used a lot by Nuno for Wolves coming off the bench to great effect. The amount of times him and Raul Jimenez have connected this season with him coming off the bench is a number of times. So I'm expecting these stats to be quite good here. So then, he's played 103 times in the Premier League and he's got 5 goals and 13 assists. That's pretty shit, isn't it? That's not great. So let's have a look for the last year, actually. Let's see if we can find a little bit more information season on season. So that might make a little bit more sense. But yeah, Premier League. Let's see what he's done in the Premier League here. I don't know. Look, his stats last season are obviously great. That's taken into account over the course of his whole career in the Premier League. But the last season he was brilliant. I think as an impact sub, he would be fantastic for Manchester United just as a different option. Somebody could come on and absolutely tear it up for the last half an hour of games. I know Daniel James is supposed to be that sort of player for us, but again, he's a bit of a headless chicken. Yes, our man says James played class against Tottenham. Oh, you're talking about James Rodriguez here. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, nice one. I haven't actually seen the game, but I understand, Calvert-Lewin, I understand, Rodriguez, a bunch of their players have had really good games, and they're going to be a difficult team to beat this season, Everton. They've got some great players. All of a sudden, Everton have done some bits. They've got a world-class manager, and they've got a couple of world-class players now, too. Arna Essagi says, Sancho! I hope we get to say that soon, man. I hope we get to celebrate Sancho's goals at Manchester United very, very soon. Kayan Bana Hashem says David Neres would be very good. Yeah, David Neres would be brilliant, wouldn't he? Ajax right winger, of course. He would fit the bill. 23 years of age, Brazilian international. Why the hell not? It would make so much sense. Plus, we've got a great relationship with Ajax. It would not break the bank to get him in because they can't demand the same premiums that Premier League clubs can or that homegrown English players would warrant. So he would actually be very attainable, I think, for Manchester United, especially if you're on about doing a bit of business in the opposite direction. Especially if you're maybe saying, look, Andreas Pereira, Lingy, whoever, Phil Jones, do you want to go play in Ajax for Holland for a couple of seasons? There you go, you're going in the other direction. Hey, how's it going there, Michael Doom? Good to see you, Michael. Thanks for getting in here, buddy. He says, hi, Flying Pig Son. Hello, Michael Doom. Good to see you. Line up, folks. Hey, do us a favour if you're watching this video. Smash that like button, everyone. Get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section as we go along. Let me just see if there's any other information that we should be looking at here. So we understand that if Manchester United cannot get a deal done for Jadon Sancho, though, he is still going to remain one of Manchester United's highest priority targets going forward. So it will be a situation like Bruno, like Slabby Maguire, where it's a long impending deal, where it takes a long time. So if we don't get it wrapped up by October 5th, then it's not like we're never going to get him. He's still going to be a top priority for us from what we understand here anyway. There you go. Nice one. But yeah, and we're also, it's also been reported, as I say, that we are ready to walk away from a deal for Jadon Sancho, and we have made alternative inquiries for forwards. So we've made inquiries over potential alternative forwards to play instead of Jadon Sancho. That has also been reported, but take that with a pinch of salt. And should we walk away from the situation, we're also being linked with, at this moment in time, Ivan Perisic, Gareth Bale or Douglas Costa as a potential player to come in for the short term instead of Jadon Sancho if United and Dortmund are unable to work a deal out between now and the end of the window. So yes, my friends, there you go. That's basically all the stuff at the moment. Let me just see if there is a little bit more news for us to get into. What's this? Oh, crikey. Thank you, Matt Russ. He's let me know. Full time. PSG have just lost 1-0 to Marseille. Well, not just lost, but at 10 o'clock, final whistle. PSG have lost 1-0 to Marseille. 14 bookings, 5 red cards in a crazy contest. A game that was emblematic of the global population's frustration at the year 2020. La Parisians on 0 points after 2 games. You love to see it, don't you? Not only do you love to see Neymar crying his eyes out like a little girl for losing the Champions League, but you love to see PSG starting the season with 0 points after 2 games. Get in there, my son. Come on. So yeah, I haven't seen that. Yeah, that's right, Mangashu. He says, is that 2 in a row? It is, mate. They've lost 2 in a row now, my friends. They're on 0 points after 2 games. Stephen Garacha, thank you very much for letting us know. I'm going to have to watch it afterwards. I didn't know anything about that. Thank you, Matt Rush, for letting us know that too. Noel Gallagher, what's going on? Noel Gallagher, oh my days, look at this guy. We've got a City fan in here. Fair play to you, mate. You're each to your own, man. Chincho Bobley says PSG. Look, PSG, man. I hate PSG. There's just something about PSG. It's appropriate we've got a Man City fan coming here, actually, because PSG, I think of them as basically the French City. The French cheating bastards, basically. The French, let's buy our fan base, let's buy our way to success. Let's just cheat and not follow financial fair play, even if we get found, found innocent, whatever. We all know what's been going on for years before that anyway. So we all know what's going on, guys. So I think it's very appropriate that Man City fans came in here, because PSG are the equivalent of that. They're basically the French Man City shithouse version. That's what PSG are. So I've always hated PSG. Plus they just sign twat players. Like all of their players, more often than not, they're just twats, aren't they? Neymar's a prick. Di Maria's an absolute stain on society. They've just got a lot of tits in the side. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, they don't have any Champions League football, do they? They're a new club. They were founded in, when was it, like 2011 or some shit? When some sheikh came in and bought the club? I think they were founded then, Man City. They didn't really have much of a fan base, Nice one, Constant Pratt. He says, I'm a Villa fan and I'm here. Nice one, Constant Pratt, mate. Well, I must say, you're not constantly a Pratt then. Sometimes you've got your wits about you, my friend, and you know good stuff when you see it, my friend. So good man, Constant Pratt. Fred Cannon comments, I don't think there's enough room on the right for Bale and his golf trolley. True, Bale. I bet you Bale's got one of those ones where you turn the switch on and it just sort of crawls along for you. One of those electric ones you don't even have to push. I bet you Gareth Bale's got one of those. Surely he's not pulling his own cart around. Come on. This is Bale. He's a prima donna, my friend. He probably has a caddy when he's just playing 18 holes with his mates. You know what I mean? Probably has a caddy. Hey, could you pass me my glove, please, Stefan? You know what I mean? What do you think, Stefan? 2 iron here? He's that type of tit. So yeah. Cress Welsing says Mbappe is class though. Hey, Mbappe is a player I would love to see join Manchester United. I don't think it's ever going to happen. But actually, there was a report I read earlier, which Matt Rush sent me as well, in regards to Mbappe, which was that there's some possibility to say that he might be looking to leave PSG soon to advance his career and end up at one of the other bigger clubs around European football to try and create a little bit more legacy for himself. So that, I think, that's got a lot of basis. I don't know if Kylian Mbappe would want to stay forever at PSG. For a start, his likelihood of winning the Champions League is not as high as it would be playing for a club that do not play week in, week out in a farmers league. So if he went to a Spanish club or a German club or even an English club, his chances of winning the Champions League, I think, would increase. So yeah, you never know about that one. We could see Kylian Mbappe in the Premier League in the future. I don't know if it'd be for United. We couldn't afford him, really, I don't think. So yeah, all kicking off at the Parc des Princes here, lads and lasses. It's absolute carnage. 5 red cards. So I'm going to look at that one after the game. Thank you, Matt Rush. That is really interesting. Hey, Danny, you have a great evening. Danny Atkins, good night. Thank you so much for getting in here. Yeah, just a little bit of a shorter video tonight anyway. It wasn't going to be a long one, guys. I just wanted to jump on and talk about this impending Jadon Sancho transfer. Will it happen? Won't it happen? Is it a complete bag of steaming mess? I think we all know the answer to this one, really. But in terms of the actual final outcome, we'll just have to wait and see. We were hoping it would be before the Crystal Palace game. I'm still hoping that it's going to be that case. But I'm not holding my breath, guys. We know what our board is like. We know how they're prepared to draw transfers out and play the long game. We've seen it time and time again in the last few years. If they want to scrimp around and save a few £1 million, if they've got the opportunity to do that, they will do that. Red Devil says Mbappe will go to Real. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Something along those lines makes a lot of sense. Atrex says next season he'll leave most likely to Madrid. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Cress Wilson says Mbappe would cost like 250 million though. Yes, exactly. There's not many clubs that would be looking to bring him in just simply because he'd be on astronomical wages. He is one of the best players in the world and he's ridiculously young. So he's like the player really that's probably going to be the next Ronaldo or the next Messi, in my opinion. Because what is he, 21, 22? He's already won the World Cup. He's already one of the most prestigious talents in the world. And he's only going one way again because he's so young. So Kylian Mbappe, if he's got his head screwed on, he could have a career to rival something like a Cristiano Ronaldo or a Messi. As long as he actually makes the right career choices, I don't think staying at PSG is that correct choice for him. No, he's not going to get that same legacy and win the same amount of things on a European level anyway, staying at PSG. Thank you, Steve Willis. Steve Wills. Sorry, he says, loving the channel. Thank you, Steve. Really appreciate that, my friend. Paul van der Beek says, Sancho, no deal, 100%. I would imagine they would be reluctant to part with 120 million euros in this current climate. So I would think that. Unsala Garnar says Mbappe looks like he is going to Liverpool or Real Madrid, sadly, but the reason he is considering Liverpool is because they're a great team now. So if we would get good enough, Mbappe would not mind coming. I think I probably read the same article as you actually, Nasala, yes, and there was a mention to say that he's got some sort of an affinity or a liking of Liverpool. He's always liked Liverpool in England, apparently. I don't know why, but that's the article that I read. But he also liked Manchester United as well, is what I said. So it's just some bullshit. Joshy Hayden, what's going on? He says, it's impossible for United to walk away. The backlash will be too immense. I hear you, but if they don't want to pay the money, then they could get a few other players. Like if they just tomorrow announce Tiago, and then Solskjaer's got a press conference unveiling Tiago, and he says, look guys, I'm sorry, we tried to get Jadon, we're not going to get Jadon, it's too much money, we can't justify it this window. We're making other transfers, we're making other signings, we're improving in other areas, and Jadon's still on the radar for the future, but we cannot do it at this moment in time. Not only will that probably lower the price significantly of Jadon Sancho come the next transfer window, but it would also ease everybody's thoughts on it. If we had Tiago come in, if we had a centre-back and a left-back come in, and they just announced that this week, we'd all go, fair enough, we sort of understand. Sancho, although he's amazing, maybe this moment in time it's not the best value thing to do, so we would understand that. But it still would go to show you poor management from the club upstairs and the board taking this long to go ahead and do that shit. To be perfectly honest with you guys. Hey, everybody, you're a bunch of bloody heroes. Thank you for tuning in and stopping by on the stream. Do you know what? We've hit 230 likes, everyone. So good. 234 watching right now. Give yourselves a pat on the back. And 230 likes as well. Really appreciate you all for doing that. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, then please do chuck a cheeky little thumbs up on it. That will help us out loads. Let's see if we can get to 250 likes come the end of the stream. That would be mangasmic. Nice one, Mangashu 911 GT. Have you got a Porsche 911 GT, Mangashu? Oh my days. He says, cheers, Bacon Bro. Keep up the energy. Thank you, Mangashu. Really appreciate that, dude. Have a great evening as well to you too. Andy Simmons says, whoop, whoop, whoop. Hello, Andy. Nisala Garnar says, woohoo. Hey, Lynette Giggs, how's it going? She says, I guess tomorrow, Monday, will give us a hint on Sancho, whether he's coming or not. Very true, you know. Start of the new working week. Time is marching on. Is it going to be a yes? Is it going to be a no? Are we going to move on to different targets? All shall be revealed, I'd imagine, in the next couple of days, because we should be trying to get the business done now due to having that start to the Premier League campaign happening very, very soon. Atrex says, killer show pick, the channel is growing well. Thank you, Atrex. Shout out to all the new subscribers who subscribed to the show this week or this month. Shout out to all the old subscribers, all the legends, all the legacy subscribers, you know, the Bacano Brigadiers of Doom. Appreciate you all for getting in here over the years, and all the new people too. It's great to have you on board. So if you're new to this channel as well and you're not subscribed currently, smash that subscribe button and get involved. We do 2 daily transfer roundup shows at the moment. If you haven't seen the video earlier about Tiago, checking out all the details about Tiago. I'm not going to get into it again now with an update, but you can have a little watch of that. We're also getting some players, ex-players and stuff like that on the show. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple more. We've had Luke Chadwick on and Eric Nevland on. Check those interviews out if you're new to the channel as well. That was in the last couple of weeks. So we're doing some things on this channel, lads and lasses. We've just smashed 28,000 subscribers, everybody. So get in there, my son. We're smashing it, we're bossing it, we're moving it, we're doing it. If only it was the same for the shitting board at Manchester United, then they might not be such bloody melters and actually pull the fingers out 2 moments long enough to get a bloody deal done. Nice one. Mr. Boy says, watching you live for the first time at 3 a.m. Nice one, Mr. Boy. Great to have you aboard. Where are you tuning in from in the world at 3 a.m. then, dude? But shout out to you watching. Jar says, BVB won't allow Sancho to leave. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of money. They've got their certain amount of money that they want to receive. And if it's not met, then it's unlikely they'll let him go. We already know that because we already tried to get him for less money at the start of the window. And they were like, nah. See you later, jog on. Iden Norway says there are a lot of signs that point in the direction of Sancho coming, but no action as of yet. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop there. We haven't signed anybody. Tiago, Reguilon, nothing. Totally agree with you, Iden Norway, man. I wonder if we're waiting to see if we can get this Sancho deal done, and we've just lined up all these various deals like Tiago, like Reguilon, just in case we do not get Sancho, and then we can pull the trigger on the other signings and get them in soon to save face. That's what I think the case is. I think they're either going to get Sancho or they're either going to get the other players we've talked about. Not all of them. Daniel Luciano, thank you very much for your super chat, mate. I'll just read this comment out actually quickly from Rajon, who says, Man City are after Upamecano, that would be gash. Mohammed Mansour says, go for Bale. St. Fusion says, hey, pig man. Not a football question, but how's your day been, man? It's been not too shabby, my friend. It's been good, in fact. Just chilling and killing like Matt Dillon on penicillin with the missus, mate, all day long, really, and just hanging out. And she's gone now, but I'm just chilling and killing. Anyway, thank you, St. Fusion. Jonathan Gallagher as well. Daniel Luciano, thank you. Sorry, I just wanted to read that other comment out there quickly before. But Daniel Luciano Pavarotti, my friend, thank you for your super chat. He says, mate, I'm sorry I can't be a star interviewee on the show. Schedule won't allow it. I hope everyone is well. Well, you never know in the future, Daniel Luciano. You can always call into a phone-in show. Like I said, we are going to get some post-match phone-ins done soon on the channel. So after games, you guys can phone in, speak to me live on the air your grievances, or celebrate the victories and that kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you, Daniel Luciano, for your support with that super chat, matey. Spot on, you're an absolute legend. And you know, okay, you might not have the schedule to do it, but one time I might be doing a stream on here for a call-in show. You might be able to call in and grace us with your presence, mate. JP says, offer Dortmund Lingard and a tin of beans as a sweetener. That's a little bit generous, I think, for him, to be fair. Jarvis Cocker says, Shaw or Williams next game? Luke Shaw left back for me. He's got to be at this moment in time. Victor Davies says, got to go, Mr. P. Have a good night. God bless you too, Victor Davies. Jim Joe Bobley says, why isn't the City fan on a City fan channel? Oh, they don't have one. Good shout, Jim Joe Bobley. I like it. Nice one, Steve Wills. Paul Lucas says, what would it say if we signed no one? It would say we are probably going to be left behind this window and we've got absolutely, truly gash owners. That's what it would say. Nice one, Nana Suleiman. Thank you, Mohammed Mansour. Really appreciate it. Look, guys, I'm probably going to have to wrap this one up because I do actually need to have a number 2 now. I've been sitting here for the last 5 minutes. I'm starting a turtle head, guys. I'm turtle heading. I'm joking. I'm not. That's rancid, isn't it? What a horrible vision. But anyway, I'm not. But I do need to go to the toilet pretty soon. So I'm gonna wrap this one up, guys. There's a little vision for you. You see how sweaty I am now with these studio lights on me? Just imagine this, ready? Just imagine this. Imagine me even a bit more sweaty. Ready? Ready? I'm just joking, guys. Sorry. Anyway, thank you so much to everybody for getting in here and tuning in. You're a bunch of legends. Really appreciate it. Anthony Heath says it's been emotional. Yes, it has. Tough start 9. Sorry, that was gross. Andy Simmons, nice one. Jarvis Cocker. I'm turtling, guys. I've got to go. Some people call it prairie dog in it, you know. Matt Russ, Nasala Gamage, AS11, thank you. Michael Fletcher, he says, City fan, have they really resorted to making calling devices to pose as supporters? How you doing, Mickey Fletcher? Gandhi says, don't force it out. Andy Simmons, nice one. JP, that's it. Been brewing for a while. The Trooper, love you too, mate. Thank you, The Trooper. Have a great evening. Jonathan Gallagher, Iden Norway. Thank you, Panther Gang. What's going on? He says, Sancho, the chat's so good. Subscribe to us. Nice one, Panther Gang and Town. Thank you very much for that, dude. Top man. You can check it out if you guys want to there. Vincent Bullock, Andy Simmons, Roller Rodriguez, JP, Matty Rush, Big God Bob, Ali Banner Hashem, The Trooper, Jarvis Cocker, Jar, Clifford Day. That's going to be it from this channel tonight, folks, but keep a lookout tomorrow. If there's any breaking news to do with United, I'll be bringing you all the good stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to this channel. Hit that bell icon as well. That way you'll be notified when we post live and we go live and stuff like that on this channel. Also, check out the social media. We also post on there when we're about to go live. So you can follow us on Twitter at Mr. Flying Pig HD. Also, Flying Pig United on Twitter also, but Facebook and Instagram is Flying Pig United. Eddie A. Esther McGrath. Thank you, Esther McGrath. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? It's one of the biggest body orgasms you can have, apparently, having a poo. Anyway, I'm just going to leave that there. This has taken a funny turn at the end, hasn't it? Constant Pratt, JP, Esther McGrath, Jar, Atrex, Gandhi, Ray John, Eddie A, Andy Simmons, Jess, Bish, definitely not Noel Gallagher, G Wolf United, Jonathan Gallagher, Constant Pratt, Ryan Burbers Benign, JP, Matt Rush, Salim Umar, The Trooper, Gandhi, Jarvis Cocker. I'm seeing you all later, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening. I'm off to go and see the kids off to the pool, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, guys, see you later on. Take it easy. That's going to be it from me tonight. Come back in a few minutes' time. Have your say on the Sancho situation. That's why I've made this video, is to get your opinions on it, give you my opinions on it, but also get your opinions on it. So come back in a few minutes' time once this video is finished and let me know in the not live chat what you think about the prospect of Jadon Sancho coming in this window. Will he come or will he not come? Deal or no deal? Let us know in your best Noel Edmonds impression voice. We'll see you soon, guys. Take it easy. Have a great evening. Andy Simmons, everyone, Atrex, Jim Joe Bobley, Matty Rush, G Wolf United, Ryan Burberspin 9. That's going to be it. Stay classy. This is the Pig. See you tomorrow. Have a bloody good evening. And come on, United. Sort your bloody lives out and sign some pig-in players now. This is a joke. Nice one, Zany Greek. Thank you as well for getting in here, man. You legend. Okay, that's going to be it. So, yeah, I need to go to the toilet, guys. I'm not going to get into it and give you any more details, but definitely need to go to the toilet. Appreciate you all for watching this show. The nighttime vibe's got a little bit of a different vibe to it, hasn't it? You know, it's not really, you know, it's not really like Sky Sports News or anything. Different vibe on this channel, guys. Some people like it. If you do, subscribe. Shout out to all the Patreon people here who support this channel on Patreon, and Tier 2 channel members on YouTube also appear on this list. Really appreciate every single one of you guys that chooses to support the channel in this way. You don't have to, of course. It's all free on YouTube. The best way you can support this channel and this show is just by liking the videos and sharing the videos and interacting with everybody in the chat. Legends. Joshua, Jarvis, Jonathan, JP, all the J's, have a good one. Aaron Homeyard, stay classy. Big God Bob. Yes, Big God Bob, you stay classy, matey. Oh, no. Okay, well, we'll see you soon anyway. If anybody's missed it or just getting in here, go back and watch the latest video. That's it from me. Have a great evening. This is the Pig. I'll see you on the next one. See you tomorrow, lads and lasses. Have a great evening. Pig out.